through the letter, guys. So, we are back with the letter. Part 5, I believe. Please don't give me a fucking another jump scare. Thank you. Fucking main menu bullshit. Wait. Load. Huh? Yeah. What? I missed the look on your face? No way!
Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
Sorry, it's a little loud for me. I'm turning down the volume. For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed a canary. Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratches seems to be more interesting activity than explaining himself.
Ash.
I could be looking to buy a house.
Like, are you model or something? Because you got the model or boy band vibe.
A mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
He's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze, but before I can figure out what he's caught his attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him.
I just finished working on something earlier than expected, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. At my confused look, he drops a hand resting on my arm, like he's touched something particularly hot, and casually rubs the back of his neck. Aw, he's blushing again.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all. So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client at least.
Because you were given a pamphlet?
We have
Okay.
a mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
But it is an open house. Open.
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said... Never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Something must have shown in my face because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want is to tell him what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he's the last person on earth I'd ever think about telling it to, if I can help it. Sure, he's a dependable guy. God knows how many times he's helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and the supernatural, he'll never believe this, even if he hears it from a friend. Except maybe if it's Becca. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you a detailed explanation of why things have no chance of ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at every single chance he'll get. He'll poke fun at you every single chance he'll get. Ashel. What did I ever do to him? He never does this to Becca or Zach because he's in love with you. Boys tease when they're in love with you. I can already imagine how things will go. The moment I spill a word of what I say in what I saw in the attic. Nope, over my dead body. Before it catches an attention, I shove the letter still crossed my hand deep into my
What's
bag.
wrong?
He would have saw that.
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? Hey, Isabella, wait up!
Stop being a dick, boys. A rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the usual autumn draft, but still a welcome change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Ash's footsteps are quick behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as he rushes to catch up. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background. Whispers call me back, shadows beckoning. Oh no. I don't look back. We spin the ride back to Luxembourg City in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. Like, I love the way they changed the time too, and the clouds move and the birds. That's so cool. They did a really good job. Occasionally Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles or it's on a respectable volume, but otherwise he doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, the furtive glances he's been sending my way is a sign I know there's something he's been itching to ask me since we left the mansion. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside in a small hope that my framed disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. It hits me cleanly on the chin. Great, you just fucked up her face. Before I can make a move to catch it, the small package makes a soft landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
Look at that face. Look at that face. So cute. The glare I send him wipes the smirk about to form clearly off his face, and he clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road again. I swear he did that on purpose. Dude, he's driving. It's not like he has the talent to fucking aim a frigging item at your frigging chin and hit you in the face with it and drive at the same time. Ignoring him, I flipped the half-forgotten package on my lap to check.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
Energy bar, chocolate cereal, yangs, woo!
I always have one on my person, and you look like you're about to pass out back there. Have you eaten lunch yet?
I didn't even get a chance to deny it because right on cue, my stomach rumbles loudly and an empty, gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there, I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Becca while she was on break. Could have brought lunch and ate lunch with her. I was hoping to get a small meal after, I guess. With everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like the hollow feeling is new to me, though. If anything, it's just one of the things I've gotten used to ignoring over the years growing up. Thanks to a thanks, then I tear open the package and start nibbling on the edge of the bar. I would be shoving that shit so far down my throat if it was like 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock. It looks like it's around 4, maybe, during winter, but apart from the acknowledging nod, Ash doesn't say anything after the small exchange. For that, I'm thankful. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to sit down with someone who's not going to nag at you. I know that feeling.
How'd the open house go?
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really, no different from the typical open house. On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life.
Rose is even more underdressed than you are. Okay?
Weren't you
Ridiculous.
I wasn't really listening.
there? I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job. Which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
How do you even know about the last one?
Rebecca.
I guess the friend's confidence is not as confident as you
Anyhow,
think.
you're hell-bent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you, even me.
He's not entirely wrong. Oh man, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
Sensor's small laughter, the kind that screams, "I'm right, I told you so." I hate it when he does that.
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property. So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights. Botch it with the rights. Why of all times did I have to screw up like that in front of an important customer, no less? I owe her as a big apology. I hope she likes free donuts.
You don't seem too happy about it.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa.
Background on that. In a previous house that her and Rose sold together, they found a dead body in a sofa.
Or is it the wardrobe this time?
He meant that as a joke, but how close it is to the truth made my blood run cold and my own heartbeat heavily weigh on my chest. So the ghost she found up in the attic in this little tiny room that could have been a closet. And the other attic they were using for storage space. So, yeah. A wardrobe. All at once, the letter in my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and apprehension.
Yeah, well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about. No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
You made them angry?
Yep.
Not angry, just stuff happened.
You did make Mrs. Wright angry, but that's because Hannah's a bitch.
Like?
Things.
Did they do anything? Your clients, the Wrights, was it?
I can't answer that. At least not without revealing everything that took place in the attic.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours.
Okay, it went up. That's good. And it didn't go up or down.
That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
An over-exaggeration, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. Besides, it never works with him. He can just see right through it. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it or because he's just really very good at his job. Doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily shifting a glance over and returning it back to the road when he has to make a very sharp turn. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting a vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before we reach the venue for Zach's film. Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash has taken the longer route. Odd, but he probably trying to avoid the rush hour traffic.
Didn't we just talk a week ago over chat?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Ooh, burn.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
They're so in love, you don't even know. That's puppy love right there. That earned him a soft punch to his arm. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It'll only make his head bigger, stupid Ash.
Alright. Lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that. We got some good lead months ago.
Detective? Recounts what he's been doing in the time that we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, the big case he's been stuck working on, stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we catch each other online. Although most of it are trimmed down versions, only things he can tell, he has always been careful about that. What she should do is not, like, maybe it's her phone internet, but she shouldn't have internet and phone internet if she's starving herself to death. Like, she should cancel one of them and get food. Like, not the phone one, probably just the home internet. Although most of it are trimmed down versions, only things he can tell, he has always been careful about that. Even in the way he spins his answers to my questions, just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes on a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it much. That's normal, right? I mean, who won't be frustrated if you can't bring someone you're chasing to justice because they keep slipping out of your fingers? If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. His stories never ceases to entertain me, regardless. If things weren't the way they are back home, maybe I would have considered taking on the same job as him. You'd make a horrible cop, Isabella. Well, no, not really. Mama will never allow that. But the idea is still there, along with countless others I've let go. Time passes quickly between us in the manor, and before I know it, we're already at the movie house. So she's from the Philippines. Her dad got cancer, and to pay for his bills, she's the oldest child, I believe, and she had to move across the sea. I don't know where she's at exactly. Luxembourg, if that's a real place. But anyways, she had to move internationally and help get a job, which is apparently real estate, to help him. She was in art school because her dad was good at it, and she had a natural talent for it, and he encouraged her to. But now she has to work for a real estate company to help pay her dad's medical bills. Time passes quickly between us in this manner, and before I know it, we're already at the movie house. Point of no return. Pocket Chibi. A small crowd has already formed in front of the theater when Ashton and I arrive. The Lift Fest, short for Luxembourg Independent Film and Theater Festival, attracts a bigger crowd annually, and this year it's no different. I've only been to a few indie film screenings with Zach, but I'm not an expert on the matter. Like, you can go to 100 movies and not be an expert on, like, movies. Like, I've gotten to, like, lots of movies because I just love watching them, but I don't know how to critique them or anything. I'm not very picky. It was either good or it was bad. That's about it. But I know that for people hoping to make a break in the industry, getting your film recognized by a local event like this is already a big deal. Especially for a newcomer like Zach. He hasn't even won an award yet, but just getting a confirmation letter that the festival committee wants to include his movie in this year's lineup already puts a grin on his face. 4 weeks. Speaking of the guy, he's impossible to miss. At 6 feet, he appears to loom over most of the moviegoers, and with his large build and heavy voice, there's no surprise when the people give him a wide breath as they pass by. It's often easy to mistake him for someone intimidating at first glance. I did, back when I didn't know any better. Ash did too, I heard once early in their friendship.
Oh, there's Zach!
Hey, you guys! Long time no see!
They did a really good job with the animation. Zach's face lights up with a smile of his own. He moves towards us, taking careful steps in a significant effort to make himself smaller so as not to bump or accidentally hit anyone. Typical Zach. As he nears Ash, casually raises his hand in greeting and...
C-Man, my main man. What's crack-a-lackin', my homie?
That is so much cheese. I'm going to end it on that cheese for the YouTube video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.